Columbine, Sandy Hook, Chardon, and Lancaster. All of these schools have been victims of school shootings. Many families have lost their loved ones, and these schools will never quite be the same. School shootings are a rising concern in schools across America. As scary as it might be to think that it could happen to us, we still need to be prepared. That's why, here at Highland, we perform our lockdown drills. Last week, we performed a major lockdown drill, which included barricading and evacuating.
Yeah, I'm going to
recommend. We're in a lockdown. There's danger outside of the building. Everyone is to barricade in their classrooms. Again, danger outside of the building. We're in a lockdown at this time.
Here, Trevor, take this side. Evan, Joel, take this side. Hey, close windows, Will. Other Will. Delilah. Abby.
To start off the drill, students and staff were told to barricade their rooms, that there was an intruder in the building. Working together, classes were able to barricade their rooms and be ready for whatever might happen. Even large classes like study hall were able to cooperate and get the job done. Now that they all have their rooms barricaded, everyone waits in silence. This is a key part of the lockdown because making noise in the room makes it more likely that the intruder will choose your room to attack.
Attention staff and students, we're in a lockdown. There is an emergency in the office. Evacuate if you can. Again, emergency in the office. Evacuate if you can.
Back up.
The second part of the lockdown consists of the evacuation. Classrooms are told to evacuate as soon as possible. As students quickly rush out of the building, they are instructed to run to either Yoder Lumber or Klein Lumber, depending on the location of the intruder. However, because it's just a drill, students were told to gather in the Reese front and back parking lot. Once the drill was over, I sat down with one of the sergeants who was in charge to discuss the lockdown. I'm here with Sergeant Stryker right after we did our lockdown. Sergeant, what do you think we could have done better as a school in this lockdown?
It's a very good question. First and foremost thing that I think we need to work on is being quiet, taking this seriousness. Although this is a drill, the most important thing that we're going to work on is taking this serious. A lot of places we walked around to, a lot of noise, distractions going on after the fact that the lockdown was in place. One thing that we have to practice, because we have things as law enforcement officials that we come around and check. One of those things is how serious the students are taking this. If this was a real situation and you miss something that someone says because you're being loud or you're not being cooperative, then you could put yourself in danger. There will be continuing information put out if there was a real type of scenario that you need to hear what's going on. If everyone's being loud, things are being thrown around, heard a lot of movement inside the classes, then you're not going to catch that information. As well as, how do you know that the person's not trying to get in that room? One of the most important things about barricading is that you lock down, barricade, and you're quiet. So if that guy's coming across the room, he's probably not going to try that room if he's not hearing any voices. He's going to continue because it's going to take more time to get in that room than it is to go try to get to the next place. But if he's sure that there's kids in there and he has a specific job that he wants to do, then he's going to try to get in that room. So being quiet is the number one thing that you guys have to do, as well as listening to the teachers.
All right, thank you, Sergeant.
Yes.
Well, Highland, you see, we do have some improving to do. But remember to take these drills seriously, because things like this do happen, and we want to be prepared if it ever happens to us. Back to you, Clyde.